Ever feel like you're pushing all the wrong buttons when it comes to motivation? We're going to do a deep dive into what makes people tick.
Okay.
From those aha moments in a classroom
Yeah.
to like trying to find that productivity in the boardroom.
Right.
And we're going to try to make it fun too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we're all about that.
You send over some really interesting material about the big names in motivation theory.
Right.
Like Maslow, McClelland, Locke.
Uh-huh.
Even a little Vroom in there.
Yeah, a little Vroom.
I have to admit, I was a little intimidated when I saw expectancy theory on our list here.
Yeah.
But you promised to make it painless.
Oh, we're gonna turn that equation into something you can actually use.
Oh, okay.
I promise. But first, I want you to picture this.
Yeah.
You're trying to teach a kid to ride a bike.
Okay.
But they haven't eaten all day, and they're worried about a bully at school.
Right.
Good luck getting them to focus on balancing and pedaling.
Yeah. It's like that saying, you can't teach a hungry belly.
Eh.
You can't expect someone to worry about higher level goals if their basic needs aren't met.
That's the core of Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Okay.
It's not just a pyramid on a psychology poster.
Right.
It's a reminder that motivation has layers.
Okay.
You need that solid base of physical security, comfort, safety, before you can even begin to think about things like belonging, feeling good about yourself, or achieving your full potential.
So you can't worry about acing a test if you're terrified of failing the class and getting kicked off the basketball team.
Exact.
Those social and esteem needs suddenly become way more important.
And this applies to way more than just students.
Okay.
Think about the workplace.
It's like trying to write a novel when you're sitting in a room full of screaming toddlers.
Right.
Your brain is just not in the right headspace.
Maslow gives us that big picture framework. But then McClelland comes along and says, hold on the drive behind those needs.
Okay.
That's important too.
Yep.
He identified 3 main motivators: achievement, affiliation, and power.
Okay.
And get this, we all have a bit of each, just in different doses.
That's like everyone has their own motivational recipe.
Yes, exactly.
So tell me more about these different flavors.
Yeah.
What makes someone an achievement person versus, say, an affiliation person?
Okay, so imagine this. You give someone a challenging task.
Okay.
The achievement-driven person.
Yep.
They rub their hands together and they see a mountain to climb, a puzzle to solve.
Okay.
They're all about hitting those targets, pushing their limits. They thrive on feedback, especially when it confirms they're on the right track.
They're the ones who actually enjoy taking those personality quizzes to see how they stack up.
Yes, you know them well.
Right.
Now, the affiliation-driven person.
Okay.
They're all about collaboration and harmony.
Okay.
They'd rather be part of a team than go it alone. Competition.
Right.
Not really their jam. They're motivated by positive relationships, feeling like they belong.
Okay, so what about the power folks? Not all of them become CEOs, right?
Absolutely not. Power in this sense is more about influence.
Okay.
Some people express this by taking charge, leading the way. Others might find it in mentoring, teaching, or even parenting.
Okay.
It's about having a positive impact on others, making a difference.
So it's less about ruling the world and more about leaving your mark on the world.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Imagine you're trying to motivate a team.
Okay.
And you don't realize some people are driven by achievement, while others prioritize affiliation.
Right.
You could be using all the wrong tactics.
Right. You'd have some people feeling pushed too hard and others feeling left out of the loop.
Yes.
Knowing these different motivational styles
Yeah.
is like having a cheat sheet for understanding the people around you.
Yes, it is.
It's like that aha moment when you realize why someone always volunteers for solo projects while someone else shines brightest when they're part of a team.
Exactly.
It's all about understanding what makes people tick.
It is.
Okay, so we've got our pyramid of needs.
Yes.
And we've got our motivational flavors.
Right.
What happens next? How do we actually take action?
That's where goal setting comes in. And not the usual write it on a sticky note and hope for the best kind of goal setting.
Right.
We're talking about a strategy that actually works.
Oh,
and thankfully, it comes with a handy acronym. SMART.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah.
Motivational theories love a good acronym.
It's true, but there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Acronyms help make these ideas stick.
Right.
So SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
Okay.
Gotta have all those pieces.
I'm already seeing how this is different from my usual vaguely think about doing something amazing someday approach.
Exactly. Instead of saying, like, I want to learn to play the guitar,
Right.
a SMART goal would be, I'm going to learn 3 basic guitar chords by the end of the month.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Suddenly, it feels a lot less daunting,
Right.
and you've got a clear target in mind.
Yes.
That achievable part feels key.
Yes.
Especially for someone like me who tends to get overambitious and then give up when things get tough.
And that's where the relevant piece comes in.
Okay.
It goes back to those motivational drivers we talked about earlier.
Right.
If the goal isn't personally meaningful, if it doesn't tap into what you find important, it's going to be way harder to stay motivated.
Okay, sure, I could set a goal to learn how to speak Klingon.
Right.
But where's the relevance in my life?
Exactly.
Learning guitar, on the other hand.
Yeah.
Well, that speaks to my inner rock star.
Even if it's just air guitar for now.
Exactly. Now remember that time-bound element?
Okay.
That's crucial for creating a sense of urgency without a deadline.
Yeah.
It's easy for those goals to just drift off into the ether.
Like that email I've been meaning to send for a week.
Right.
It's officially getting sent today.
There you go.
Deadline set.
We've all been there. But with a clear deadline, our brains go into action mode.
Right.
Okay. We've covered needs, we've tackled goals.
Right.
But there's one more theory we need to explore.
Okay.
Vroom's expectancy theory.
Okay.
Remember that equation I mentioned?
The one that made me a little nervous.
Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. Vroom's theory basically boils down to this. Effort times instrumentality times malance equals motivation.
Okay.
Let's break it down.
Okay. Effort makes sense. It's about how much work you're willing to put in.
Right.
But instrumentality and valence, those sound a little like they belong in a science lab.
Think of them as fancy words for simple ideas.
Okay.
Instrumentality is all about whether you believe your effort will lead to the desired outcome.
Okay.
It's the link between action and result.
So it's like, if I practice the guitar every day, do I believe I'll actually learn those 3 chords?
Exactly.
If I don't think it's possible, my motivation is going to plummet.
And that's where valence comes in.
Yeah.
It's about how much you value the reward or outcome.
Okay.
So even if I believe I can learn those chords, if I don't actually care about playing the guitar, my motivation is still going to be low.
That's like my neighbor trying to get me to join their pickleball league.
Okay.
I believe I could learn to play.
Yeah.
And I do value spending time with my neighbors.
Right.
But do I actually value pickleball?
Right.
The jury's still out on that one.
I see your point.
Yeah.
So all 3 elements, effort, instrumentality, and valence, need to be firing on all cylinders for motivation to be high. You need to believe in your ability to succeed. Believe that success will lead to the desired outcome.
Right.
And actually want that outcome in the first place.
It's like a 3-legged stool.
Yes.
If one leg is missing, the whole thing collapses.
A perfect analogy.
Right.
And the beauty of this theory is that it gives us a framework for troubleshooting motivation problems.
Okay.
If someone's not motivated, we can ask.
Do they believe their efforts will pay off? Do they see a clear path from effort to reward?
Yes.
And do they even care about that reward?
Yeah, it's like a motivational checkup.
Right.
Are they lacking confidence?
Right.
Do they see the connection between effort and reward? Or maybe the reward itself just isn't that appealing to them.
Right. Like trying to motivate someone with a free trip to Paris, but then realizing they're terrified of flying and would rather stay home.
Exactly.
You got to know what makes them tick.
And that's where leadership comes in.
Okay.
Good leaders. Whether they're running a classroom or even just a family meeting, they understand these motivational dynamics.
So it's bigger than just giving a good pep talk.
Pep talks have their place, but it's about creating an environment where those 3 elements of Vroom's theory can thrive.
Okay.
It's about setting clear expectations so people know what they're working towards. It's about providing the right support and resources so they feel confident in their ability to succeed. And it's about recognizing and rewarding effort in a way that truly resonates with each individual.
So it's about making sure the reward is actually rewarding to that person.
Yes.
Like some people are motivated by public recognition, while others would rather receive a thoughtful note from their boss.
Exactly. A good leader knows how to tailor their approach to different individuals and situations.
Okay.
What motivates a student to learn algebra might be very different from what motivates an employee to exceed their sales targets.
Right. It's like the difference between offering a gold star sticker
Exactly.
and offering a bonus check.
It's all about understanding the individual and the context.
Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground here.
We have.
We've explored the hierarchy of needs, the different flavors of motivation, the power of SMART goals, and even deciphered Vroom's equation.
We did it.
But it feels like we've just scratched the surface.
We have, and that's the thing about motivation. It's a complex and fascinating field.
Right.
But hopefully you've walked away with some practical tools and a deeper understanding of what makes people tick.
Absolutely. We've focused on what motivates individuals.
Right.
But as you go back to your daily life, think about this.
Okay.
What happens when you scale that up to a group?
Yeah.
Is motivating a team simply a matter of understanding each individual's drivers?
Right.
Or are there entirely different dynamics at play when people come together? Something to ponder as you navigate the fascinating world of motivation.